Yo, what's up you guys? My name is Owen, back again with another video. Today's video is very special. I've been planning it for like a couple weeks now. I've been taking some notes, trying to get my ideas down to a T. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to find your personal style, or if you already have one, then how to hone your personal style and maybe how to build your wardrobe around that. It's something I've been asked a lot recently, so I decided to make a whole video about it and discuss it all the way through. If you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you're returning, then thank you for coming back. With all that being said, let's hop right into the video. So the first tip or topic that I want to hit is to understand what fashion really is. And fashion and clothing and streetwear and all that is just a way to express your personality through clothing. Now what that really means is, obviously everybody has their own unique personality, and I feel like that personality will kind of correlate to a particular style, whether that be just like normcore, or if it's more grunge, punk, or if it's something more elegant and formal. Every personality has their own style, and it's very important to realize what your personality represents as a look. And you want to make sure that the clothing that you're wearing does represent you correctly and doesn't represent somebody that you want to be, if that makes sense. For example, let's talk about me. I am an artist, I'm an art student, so I'm probably gonna be wearing stuff that's inspired by art and music. For like a quick example, I didn't even plan this, but I'm wearing these helmet length painter jeans. Painting kind of correlates there. This Supreme hat is a collaboration with Phase 2, who is like an artist and photographer. So it kind of all relates back to my personality. So it's really important to realize who you are as a person and your personality, and you want to be able to portray that correctly to the world. You don't want to try to be somebody who you're not, because it just won't look right, if that makes sense. Like, everybody has their own particular style and their own particular persona that they put out. So you gotta stay true to that. Moving on and kind of correlating to the first point, I have inspiration. Now I kind of broke this down to two particular sections. One is to look outside of fashion for inspiration, whether that be from like architecture, art, music. It doesn't really matter, but it's important to realize that not all fashion comes from other fashion. Like, you can look to other mediums for inspiration, kind of build outfits from there, or just build your taste from there. A video that kind of talked about the subject a little bit was Avery's video, or Geared Towards Gear. If you guys haven't already subscribed to him, you definitely should. He made a really cool video talking about how space and like NASA flight suits and all that kind of inspired fashion, and how fashion kind of got inspired by those flight suits. It's a really cool video. But yeah, it's important to look outside of fashion for inspiration sometimes, because I feel like a lot of people, when they're designing a clothing brand or trying to pick out a look, they just look to other fashion inspiration to get their ideas. But you don't always have to. And then kind of going off that inspiration, if you are trying to build an outfit but you're having some trouble maybe like picking out certain pieces or finding a particular style that you really think represents you, you can definitely look on Instagram, find a couple influencers or anybody that you think represents your personality, and then you can take their outfits and then you can just kind of flip them or tweak them to fit how you feel as a person. Or you can just add your own personal flair to it, whether it be through like jewelry, or if you make your own clothes, you can kind of make your own versions of clothing that you like and aspire to own. So you can definitely tweak it in your own way, make something your own. I think a lot of the time your style can come from the people who you spend time with and the people who you're around. I'm definitely guilty to this, which isn't a bad thing. Back when I worked at Sizeron, I feel like my style was really inspired by skate and like old Japanese brands like Mastermind and Bounty Hunter. And then like some of the early Supreme too. And then once I stopped working there and went off to college, I kind of went into my own headspace and tried to take what I learned and then tweak it to make it my own. And once I started working with Ian, my personal style switched a little bit more and got more refined, in my opinion, and started to really represent who I am. So definitely consider the people who you're around and how they influence your style. So next up is experimentation. Something that's really, really important when you're finding your style or honing in your style is to not be afraid to experiment, whether it be to try new silhouettes or try something on that you've never really worn before. An example would be, maybe if you're usually wearing oversized stuff, maybe try on something that's tighter for once, maybe something that's a little bit more form-fitting, and then combine that with something that's loose, just to keep that experimentation going and keep trying new ideas and new combinations just to see how they look. Maybe they'll work, maybe they don't. Maybe eventually you'll find something that really works for you. Maybe that new thing for you is a different color. Let's say if you usually wear dark colors like black and gray, maybe you can try incorporating some white in there, or maybe like a pop color just to mix it up a little bit. Don't dive so deep into color that it changes your personal theme. Something to keep in mind is that style is always changing no matter who you are. You might have think you found something that you really want to stick stick with for the rest of your life. But truth of the matter is, it will change, maybe just a little bit, but it will change eventually. My personal style has changed to like 5 or 6 different categories over the span of like a few years, and that's completely okay with me. I feel like I've stuck with this for a little bit longer than all my other ones, which is good because I feel like I've finally found who I really am through clothing. This is definitely something that I keep true to myself because I've definitely changed a lot over the past couple of years, and as my personality changes, my style will change too. Whether that be if you find a new job or you start dating somebody and then you guys will start dressing alike. It's how us as humans work, it's how our brains work. Style's gonna change, personality's gonna change, that's that. And the next important thing to realize when you're picking out your own style is you want to have a consistent theme or image, if that makes sense. Something that's really coherent, that somebody who looks through your Instagram feed could see a clear personal style and theme. I don't really know how I'd describe my personal style, but it's definitely inspired by a lot of different fields. I do like my elements of tech wear. I do love grunge and punk. I do love some formal elements. I feel like my style has evolved enough where it's very coherent, and somebody who looks on my Instagram feed could see a clear evolution and then maybe something a little bit more consistent towards the newer posts that I've made, because I feel like I've really found what my personal style is. I feel like if you were to keep switching your theme and style and everything that you've been inspired by, people wouldn't really understand who you are as a person, and they wouldn't like your personal style, if that makes sense. Basically, you want to keep things consistent. Obviously, you do want to keep evolving, but you do want to stay consistent to your image and your theme. You kind of want to pick out a personal theme that represents your personality. If you have a little bit of a looser theme, something that you could also consider is picking a particular silhouette or a particular item that is very unique and is seen throughout all your outfits. For example, maybe it's a particular item that a person that you follow wears a lot of, but in different variations or by different brands, so they have their own unique flair to it. It could be like wide cropped trousers. That's not something that I'm into, but I could see how that could be styled in a bunch of different ways and still keep a consistent image. Maybe somebody's really into layering outfits, so you could have a layering theme. Another theme or image that you could use as your jumping off point is a brand that you really, really like, and then take that brand and find a few pieces that really represent who you are, and then incorporate those pieces into each outfit. Obviously, you don't want to do it too often, just use those same pieces in every single outfit. You want to at least evolve it a little bit, change it up so it's still unique and it's still new and fresh. An example for me is I really enjoy Aleeks, and I try to incorporate a little bit of Aleeks in each of my outfits. Maybe not all the time, but at least in some of my outfits. I think Aleeks is a really good brand for me because it has a really broad spectrum of items. It's not too confined in a box. They have a good variation of items where I'm still able to incorporate them in an outfit, but still make that outfit look fresh and new each time. Hopefully that makes sense, and I think you guys get the idea. Let's move on to the next topic. Last tip I have is don't always follow trends. I think that's really important in this day and age because as Instagram grows and as the whole Explore tab grows, then the more people will just dress alike. I really think it's important to not let trends define who you are and not necessarily always follow them. If dad shoes are a really poppin' thing right now, that does not mean that you have to wear them or that you should wear them just because your friends are. You still want to buy stuff that represents you as a person and not your friends and not the people who you see on Instagram. You want to stay true to yourself. And yeah, that's basically all my tips, guys. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys have any questions and stuff, feel free to DM me on Instagram and I'll be happy to respond. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'd really, really appreciate it if you guys could like it, subscribe, and comment. It really helps me out. The channel's growing like crazy right now. I believe we're almost at 7,000 subscribers, which in just a few months is absolutely insane. So thank you guys so much for the support. Something that's really, really important is I want you guys to comment down below what you want to see next, or what kind of videos you want to see, whether it be outfits or pickups or something like that. I definitely need help coming up with video ideas as I'm not very good. So leave your suggestions, I'll take it all in, and I'll put out something you guys hopefully like. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.